Okay, kids, get ready for the ride. Here we are, opening night in the National Basketball Association. The NBA opens tonight. We'll get to that in a bit. Actually, we'll get to that right now in a way because the column's all about the Pistons. Tayshaun Prince, the Palace Prince. So even though the Pistons don't open the season until Wednesday night, tomorrow against Memphis at Memphis, Tennessee, you got the NBA going and you got Tayshaun. You know, it's amazing. Tayshaun Prince has got this streak going of games started. You can read about that, the number that it's at right now. He's second right now in the National Basketball Association in most games consecutively played to Andre Miller, who is now coming off the bench in Portland. He was a starter at Philadelphia and before, but now he's coming off the bench with the Trailblazers, although he may get that starting spot back from Steve Blake before it's all said and done. Anyhow, Andre Miller, number one, Tayshaun Prince, number two, but Prince has the most consecutive starts in the NBA. You go back, it was like 8th year. I mean, it's hard to believe Tayshaun's been around this long, and I'd say that he's like matured now and grown up and all that, but I don't think Tayshaun's really changed much since he got here. He was pretty mature when he came off that campus at the University of Kentucky, so I don't know, I think he's done pretty good here. He's won a championship, he's been a part of all those conference finals, and I think maybe for the first time, though, when I spoke with him, he actually talked more of a leader. More of a guy who understands his role, that he has to be really a go-to guy for this team, not just on the court, but off of it as well, especially with young guys like his clone, basically, Austin Day, the rookie who we featured yesterday at YourNews.com, the Parker and the Man page. But Tayshaun knows. He knows what the deal is. He and Rip are the guys, and yes, sir, with the Rip Hamilton. We'll get to Rip, too, at some point here in this week of featuring the Pistons on opening week. But today it's all about Tayshaun, so read that in the column. Speaking of the NBA, Blake Griffin, the first-round pick in June by the Los Angeles Clippers. And I mentioned this, sorry, Lions, even you aren't as insignificant as the LA Clippers have been over all these years, lo these many moons. But Blake Griffin busted up his kneecap. He's going to be out at least 6 weeks. And kneecap thing in the NBA, big guy, it could be 3 months before he actually gets his sea legs going again. So could that team get any more snake bit or unlucky? And they have themselves to blame for most of their problems over the Elgin Baylor years as GM and whatnot. But Mike Dunleavy's been there now, 7 seasons? For a bad team. They actually had a shot at a postseason until this happened to Blake Griffin. Griffin's going to be a heck of a player. He's a heck of a kid out of Oklahoma, and we all know how good he can be if you watched him at all in college hoops. So as I said, the NBA opens tonight. World champion Lakers, Kobe and company against the Clippers at Staples Center. The big game, though, I guess, if you want to, say game one would be a big game, is LeBron and Shaq of the Cavs hosting Kevin Garnett